Jay Blind. So in the last week, we've seen two starkly different approaches to policing. We saw a 14-year-old boy armed with an AR-15 shoot 4 people and injure many more. And when he was arrested, he was treated with decency, professionalism, and respect. This Sunday, we saw Tyreek Hill allegedly pulled over of the Miami Dolphins, pulled over for an alleged traffic violation. But that resulted in him being put on the ground and handcuffed, surrounded by officers, and kicked and called names. Now, what does it say when a young white kid slaughters 4 people, injures dozens more, but is treated with decency? And what does it say when a black man that was just guilty of a traffic violation is treated with such hostility? What does it say? Oftentimes, we hear the phrase, it's just a few bad apples, but they seem to be everywhere often. Sonia Massey, in her own home, was shot by a man who should have never been a police officer. Tamir Rice in Cleveland, was shot by a man who should have never been a police officer. But yet, we often find ourselves in proximity to men like that. Bryson DeChambeau, he was in Louisville. He was accosted by an officer, a golfer. A traffic stop allegedly. He was handcuffed but was not treated anywhere nearly as rough as Tyreek Hill was. Tyreek Hill lamented, he said, what if I wasn't me? What if I wasn't famous? We don't have to ask that because we see it all the time. We see it all too often where a traffic stop results in either violence and or death. Why? Why is it that they seem to be more angry at a black person involved in a traffic stop than someone who just shot up a school? Why is it they can exhibit respect and professionalism for somebody who is a mass murderer as opposed to somebody whose taillight is out? What does it say? And why is it that people are so easy to, the first thing people say, not all police officers are not bad. Well, not all black men or kids or women need to be treated like that either. There doesn't need to be an argument of the people who aren't. There needs to be an argument about the people who are. Stop telling me about bad apples. You know, an apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and then if that tree is producing bad apples, why do you keep picking from it? Sometimes it's time to stop the phrases. It's time to stop the colloquialism. It's time to do something. Policing needs to change. There needs to be a change in the way policing is done with communities of color. If you can show a modicum of respect for somebody who's mowed down a schoolyard full of people, surely you can show one to respect a decent professional respect to somebody who was slow pulling out their driver's license, or asked you why they were being stopped, or didn't roll down the window fast enough. If we have this many places producing this many bad apples, maybe we need to change the form. That's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.